I only clicked one key on this keyboard and instantly knew that it was terrible. But why? Well, inside this box is the GAS67, a $40 keyboard kit that has managed to amass millions of views on YouTube and millions more when taking into account other social media platforms. So why is it so terrible? And why isn't anything actually in this box? The box is empty because I've already built and assembled the entire kit, and this is what I've managed to create. Back in 2022, the GAS67 at only $40 offered a similar experience to more expensive premium custom keyboard kits. It's now been a whole year since it peaked in popularity, and everyone has forgotten about this keyboard kit. Matter of fact, everyone kind of forgot about custom keyboards in general, except for me, and the year is now 2023. I ended up picking up this CIY GAS67 from AliExpress for around $48, which is still a good price for a keyboard kit today. Building the kit was simple, but first let me do a quick real unboxing. The kit comes in a large brown cardboard box with the manufacturer's brand name, CIY, being clearly visible on the top of the box. Once opened, we can see a set of 4 stabilizers, which are screw-in stabilizers that are unlubed. Next, we have a custom coiled cable, which already adds significant value to this keyboard kit. Moving on, we have a bag that is filled with necessary items to assemble the kit. Of course, we have the keyboard case itself, wrapped in a thin foam, the PCB, and the last 2 parts, which are a keycap switch puller and screwdriver. I started by attaching the feet to the bottom of the case, but if you don't want that extra angle, then just stick on all 4 rubber anti-slip pads. I then stuck the gaskets onto the top and bottom parts of the case, and if I forgot to mention it before, yes, this is a gasket mount keyboard kit. Moving on, I took the PCB and threw on the stabilizers, which I did mod beforehand, and if you want a video on that, comment below. This sheet is called an IXPE pad, and I'm not sure what it does, but I put it on anyways. Also, I was thinking about putting on this silicone sound dampener, but I decided to disinclude it to make the switches sound louder. So, I continued to attach the PCB to the polycarbonate plate, then I plugged in the daughterboard cable into the PCB, and oh, I almost forgot that I also went ahead and did 1 layer of the tape mod for a poppier sound profile. Once that was completed, I closed the entire case up by securing the bottom and top parts of the case with 8 case screws. The kit was now completed, and all that I needed now was some keycaps and switches. Some of you might have been able to tell from the previous clips that these keycaps are from Kinetic Labs, a popular keyboard store. These are their Hippo keycaps, and they are probably some of the thickest and cleanest keycaps that I personally own. Now, I will say that they did send them over to me, but even if they didn't, I would still have bought them just because of the insane quality. Anyways, let's move on to the switches, which are from Kinetic Labs as well. These are called the Moon V2 switches, and they come pre-lubed. I personally think that they sound great, but it's a shame that I decided to put them in this keyboard, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Now, to finish this keyboard off, I added a brass artisan keycap. This single keycap weighs more than 45 regular keycaps combined, and makes the budget board look extremely premium. Once again, it's from Kinetic Labs. All of these parts can be bought through the link in the bio, and buying from the link below helps support this channel for future uploads. Now, the keyboard was completed. So, going back to my original statement, why is this keyboard so terrible? Well, it's really not, but the fact that the PCB is north facing instead of south facing is the sole reason for my statement. You might have heard in the sound test that there was a very high-pitched ticking noise being emitted from the keyboard. Since the PCB is north facing, the switch is essentially backwards in the socket. This means that every time you click on a key, The keycap, and more specifically cherry profile keycaps, such as the ones I have here, hit the top of the switch, which does not allow the switch to bottom out, ultimately creating that annoying sound. The only solution to this is to get a different style of keycaps. We are getting close to the end, but before that, let me give you some details and specifications about this keyboard. There is a software that allows you to program certain keys for a different output. You can also change the color of the keyboard light, and speaking of changing the colors, the keyboard does have RGB. There is a switch on the keyboard itself that changes the Windows key into a functions key. The cable is USB-C, and the one from AliExpress is wired, but I'll leave a link to a Bluetooth option from a different store. Overall, I think that this is a great option for someone who wants to have a DIY experience when building a keyboard. You have to take every bit and piece out of their own packages, and in that way it's very similar to higher end custom keyboard kits. I would build a lot more of these keyboard kits just for fun, so I think that all of you out there would like it as well. Just remember to get switches and keycaps that work better on north facing PCBs. That's about all that I can say. Thanks for watching.